Hello everyone, and welcome to another brand new episode on my channel, Bohemian Book Club. Today I'll be talking about the book, Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office, written by Lois P. Frankel. Dr. Lois Frankel is a New York Times and Wall Street Journal best-selling author. In Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office, Lois exposes a particular set of behaviors ingrained in women from childhood that hinder their success as adults. She provides guidance on identifying and rectifying these subconscious mistakes that may impede progress, offering practical coaching tips to enhance both social and business acumen. Before moving ahead, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Part 1: Inequality in the Workplace. Throughout history, women's rights have been viewed as contemporary privileges. Only after World War I did women gain the right to vote, and as recently as 1977, married women in West Germany couldn't sign work contracts without their husband's consent. Although Western nations have made strides towards gender equality, disparities persist, particularly in the business realm. A significant area of concern is pay inequity. For instance, Hispanic women in the United States earn just 59% of what Hispanic men do for the same work, while Caucasian women fare slightly better, at 77%. This disparity begins early, with female college graduates earning 8% less than their male counterparts in their first year of employment. This issue isn't confined to the US. Globally, women are underrepresented in high-paying and influential positions, with only 8% of top executives worldwide being female, and only 20 female heads of state. To illustrate further, consider Susan's case. Susan, a procurement manager at a Fortune 100 oil company, felt frustrated as she watched her male colleagues advance faster, despite similar tenure. While she recognized gender bias, she failed to realize her own contribution to her career stagnation. Susan's demeanor and communication style, characterized by tentative phrases and feminine traits, hindered her from being seen as executive material. Susan's upbringing reinforced traditional gender roles, where being feminine was rewarded. However, these same behaviors that made her likable also limited her professional advancement. Despite nearly 2 decades of experience, Susan's unconscious adherence to gender stereotypes hindered her career progression. She never considered altering her behavior to align with her career goals. Part 2: Women are rarely taught to play the game. Consider the emotions that arise when you win a game of Monopoly. Initially, excitement may surge, but with continued success, feelings may shift towards guilt. Interestingly, this guilt tends to be more prevalent among women than men. This phenomenon can be attributed to differences in upbringing and societal expectations. Traditionally, girls have been encouraged to prioritize traits like sympathy and physical attractiveness over assertiveness and success. They are taught from a young age that being well-liked is key to success, earning praise for politeness, while facing repercussions for assertiveness. Conversely, boys are often encouraged to be aggressive, with the phrase, "let boys be boys," reflecting this societal norm. These gendered expectations extend to children's toys, exemplified by dolls like Barbie for girls, and action figures like G.I. Joe for boys. As girls mature, societal pressure to conform to feminine and passive roles persists, lest they be labeled bitchy or bossy. This pressure intensifies in the business world, where women are often hesitant to engage in competitive play. The lack of early exposure to competition leaves them ill-prepared for the cutthroat nature of business. Furthermore, when women do engage in the game of business, they often do so cautiously, and within predefined boundaries. This approach fails to showcase their independence and initiative, leading to missed opportunities for advancement. Additionally, women may overwork themselves, taking on extra tasks in a bid to be liked, rather than respected. In essence, women who neglect to embrace the competitive aspect of business inadvertently create an environment where they are disadvantaged. Success in the business world requires not only competence, but also strategic play and assertiveness. By conforming to societal expectations and playing it safe, women risk hindering their own progress and perpetuating gender disparities in the workplace. Part 3: Tools on how to be a leader. How frequently do you seek the opinions of others? For instance, if your partner asks whether you prefer cooking at home or dining out, you might respond with, "What do you prefer?" This tendency is often observed in women, stemming from a desire to be liked. While this inclination has its merits, it shouldn't hinder your ability to take risks and make tough decisions. Striking a balance between being liked and being respected is crucial. Consider a scenario where your boss entrusts you with deciding when to inform shareholders about an imminent substantial loss. Asking your boss for guidance relinquishes your decision-making power and undermines your ability to take risks. Seeking consensus before making decisions suggests a lack of leadership skills. Effective leaders act swiftly and decisively, especially when quick decisions are imperative. Additionally, leaders prioritize decisions that benefit the company, irrespective of their popularity. Women often refrain from asking questions out of fear of appearing incompetent. However, posing relevant questions demonstrates confidence and a commitment to understanding. Furthermore, excessive assistance seeking can hinder one's transition from a doer to a leader. Women, driven by a need for external validation, may prioritize helping others over assuming leadership roles. However, leaders must provide vision, guidance, technical support, and oversight, tasks that are overlooked when excessively focused on assisting others. It's important to discern between being helpful and being exploited. If you're working harder than your peers while in a leadership position, you may be undervaluing your leadership role. Part 4: Dress for success. We often hear the saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover," implying that we shouldn't judge people based on their appearance. However, research indicates that a significant portion of one's credibility, about 55%, is influenced by appearance, with 38% attributed to how one sounds, and only 7% to the content of speech. This underscores the importance of appearance. Consider successful female politicians like Thatcher or Clinton. Their styles are not typically described as feminine, because being overly feminine can hinder a woman's career. For example, the expectation for women to smile more can be problematic. While smiling may be seen as a positive trait, when women don't smile, it can raise concerns, whereas men who refrain from smiling are often perceived as serious and important. This societal expectation can lead to misunderstandings, especially in professional settings, where a serious message may be conveyed with a smile, potentially undermining authority. In addition to being mindful of smiling, women must also consider their attire. The advice to dress for the job you want, not the job you have, emphasizes the importance of professional attire, as overly feminine styles can detract from professionalism. Accessories like jewelry can convey specific messages and should be used judiciously to avoid detracting from one's credibility. Similarly, makeup and grooming play a role in perception. While makeup can enhance one's appearance, wearing too little or too much can affect credibility. It's important to strike a balance that aligns with the professional environment. Beyond attire and grooming, mannerisms also influence perception. For instance, tilting the head, while often used to convey empathy or encourage dialogue, can inadvertently suggest uncertainty or lack of commitment when delivering a direct message. Awareness of such gestures is essential to project confidence and authority effectively. To listen to more interesting summaries, please subscribe to my channel. Part 5. Stop thinking like a girl. Upon entering the business world, it becomes imperative to leave behind the mindset of a young girl. Failure to do so can quickly undermine one's career. For instance, women often perceive male authority figures as father figures, hindering the development of independent, objective relationships and leading to emotional reactions, rather than attentive listening. Similarly, ingrained habits from childhood, such as providing favors without expecting reciprocation, can impede professional progress. Every business relationship operates on a quid pro quo basis, where exchanges occur. Women, aiming to be liked or improve the mood of superiors, may give favors without considering their own needs. It's crucial to recognize this dynamic in workplace relationships and assess what one can offer in return, accumulating metaphorical chips for future use. Additionally, striving for perfection, a trait often instilled in girls, can lead to negative self-talk and self-doubt. This self-doubt can become entrenched, causing individuals to question their judgment and expertise, particularly in situations where they perceive others as more knowledgeable. Awareness of this tendency is essential to avoid falling into the trap of self-doubt and making sound decisions. Lastly, the inclination to obediently follow instructions, learned from childhood, can hinder professional advancement. To excel, individuals must strike a balance between tactical execution and strategic thinking. Adding value to work involves proactive thinking and planning, rather than simply following orders. Learning to delegate tasks and take initiative is crucial for career progression, as it demonstrates leadership potential and a proactive approach to problem solving. Part 6. Girls are taught to be quiet and take up little space. As mentioned previously, the way you sound plays a significant role in how others perceive you. Consider two job candidates. One who confidently projects their voice during the interview, and another who sits quietly and is difficult to hear. Which candidate appears more confident? It's likely the former, who will be more favorably considered for the job. Unfortunately, many women tend to speak softly, diminishing the effectiveness of their message. When ideas aren't conveyed with confidence and credibility, they often fail to resonate with the audience. Thus, it's not only the content of what you say, but also how you say it that matters. Factors such as word choice, tone of voice, speaking pace, and organizational skills all contribute to effective communication. Women frequently couch their statements as questions, fearing they may come across as overly assertive. Additionally, they often use qualifiers and minimizers to soften their message, undermining its impact. Apologizing excessively, even for minor mistakes, diminishes both self-confidence and others' confidence in a woman's abilities. Furthermore, women are prone to seeking permission excessively, which can be perceived as a lack of confidence and risk-taking ability. While asking for permission may have good intentions, it signals an inability to assert oneself. Instead, it's crucial to understand and define the boundaries of one's role, and act accordingly. Lastly, women are socialized to take up as little space as possible, adopting meek and submissive postures. However, body language plays a significant role in conveying confidence. To appear more confident and assertive, women should utilize appropriate gestures and occupy space during presentations or interactions. This will enhance their perceived confidence and garner more respect from others. Part 7. Find a sponsor and capitalize on relationships. Frequently, women are less inclined than men to make the most of networking opportunities. Consider a scenario where you find yourself chatting with an attractive man who happens to be a hiring manager or executive at a company you're interested in. Would you seize this chance to make a connection? Surprisingly, many women wouldn't. However, to excel and make strides in your career, it's crucial to learn how to network effectively and leverage such encounters. As previously discussed, it's essential to identify the quid pro quo in relationships, how you can provide value to others, and vice versa. In the business realm, this perspective is not only acceptable, but also strategic. Many influential positions are obtained through relationships and networks, rather than traditional interviews. Therefore, a common mistake women make is neglecting to seek out a sponsor, a mentor who can facilitate introductions, an advocate for advancement within the industry. Research indicates that sponsorship significantly accelerates career growth. Thus, failing to secure a sponsor can severely impede one's progress and hinder career advancement. Studies have shown that women receive fewer promotions due to their lack of sponsors, compared to their male counterparts, who have secured one. In essence, lacking a sponsor diminishes the likelihood of attaining high-level positions. Therefore, if your aim is to reach the pinnacle of your career, it's time to take decisive action. Speak up, instead of remaining silent, engage in office politics, rather than avoiding them, and most importantly, secure a sponsor. By doing so, you'll witness your career soar to new heights, beyond your imagination. Conclusion. From a young age, girls are conditioned to be gentle, accommodating, and avoid competition. Society expects them to prioritize nurturing, kindness, and pleasing others. Unfortunately, adhering to these stereotypes ultimately undermines women's success in the professional world. By conforming to societal expectations, women inadvertently hinder their own career advancement. Lacking guidance on navigating the competitive nature of the workplace, they struggle to achieve success. It's time to challenge these norms and implement necessary changes to thrive in your career. With Dr. Frankel's guidance and tools, you can modify your workplace behavior to garner respect, attention, and credibility. By recognizing and addressing behaviors that undermine your career, you'll notice shifts in how others perceive you and in your own self-perception. Instead of merely aiming to please everyone, prioritize your own fulfillment by stepping into leadership roles and striving to secure top positions, like the corner office. Thank you for watching this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe. Your comments, likes, and shares are highly appreciated. See you soon in our next episode.